All right, for our next activity, we're going to continue working on this existing design that we have. So if you don't have this one built, take a minute and build the one that we built in the previous exercise. Now, for this one, we're going to try adding a second LED. So in order to do that, we're also going to add a second resistor. So let's bring in a second resistor, and we're going to set that resistance at, we'll have it match the other one at 200 ohms. So let's type in 200, and we're going to change it from kilo ohms to ohms. Otherwise, if we don't, that would be 200,000 ohms. And now we're going to add in our LED, and you can choose what color of LED you want. I am going to have a red one, so I'm going to have red and green. Now we're going to use a different output pin from our Arduino so that we can control these lights independently of each other. So I'm going to use pin number 2. So we're going to connect a wire to pin number 2. We're going to bring it out here and down to our resistor. I'm going to make this one red as well. And we're going to then connect our resistor down to the anode of our LED. And I'm going to make that wire blue. Why not? Now we're going to take the other end, the cathode of our LED, and we're going to bring that around, and we have to bring that back to ground. Now there is more than one ground terminal here. You can put more than one connection in this simulation. However, if you were using an actual Arduino, you would want to use separate ground terminals or have a way to tie them together on a common bus bar. So we're going to color that black. All right. Now we have our two outputs all set up with two resistors and two LEDs and a ground path for both of them. Now let's go in and put some code in to be able to control this second LED that's coming out of our pin number 2. So let's open up code. We have our existing code from last time. And now what we're going to do is add in another output. So we're going to add in another set pin. And we're going to separate this. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this with the top setting here. So we have set pin 1 high. At the same time, we're going to control what happens to pin 2. So let's select our drop down, and we're going to select pin 2. And we're going to have these functioning opposite to each other. So when pin 1 is high, let's set pin 2 to low. Now we're going to do the same pause. We can wait for 1 second. And then in between our wait, we're going to want to add another specification to have a command for pin 2. So I'm just going to pull these guys down, and I'm going to add in another set pin. Then we can grab this group, bring it back up. And now we can specify pin number 2, and this time we want to keep it high. So what should happen now is pin number 2 is low while pin number 1 is high. That stays on for 1 second. Then pin number 2 goes high, pin number 1 goes low, so they invert with each other. That waits for 1 second, and then the code should loop back around to the top and go through the same sequence. Let's start our simulation and see if it works. Looks like it's successful. Now your next step that I want you guys to try to do is try adding another LED, and I also want you to try changing your timing a little bit. So try different delays, try different combinations of lights going at different times. Enjoy.